Hello and welcome back to the channel for what I believe will be part one of a series or a mini series on expanding the room. And we're going to start that with the racks down the left hand side of the room and moving from the room into the property itself. So let's get on and empty those. So I've worked out that I can use shopping bags, and if I load the stock into the shopping bags I can strip down the racks. But watch this next bit of video. It's just a bit of time lapse and it's me clearing the room, and we'll sort of move on from there. That's both racks cleared, just a small one to break down now. And there we have it, all the racks out, just need to sort of build them upstairs. Did notice a bit of damp and mould underneath it here. When I removed the racks, the bottom shelves they'd got damp. Now, I know that this wall had damp issues previously, and because I've sort of fixed that, I'm not sure if that's come into in the floor itself, or the lack of airflow and stuff that's going on there. Now I do get some condensation off the back of this pipe. So because it's blowing out cold and the room's warm in here, that might sort of be leading to a damp area down there. So I'm probably going to change this exhaust pipe to an insulated exhaust pipe. What I've done overnight to try and sort of combat that is I've left the dehumidifier on sort of permanently, and we've sort of got an inch and a half of water in the bucket there, and I'll sort of leave that running up until when I start building racks and stuff. I do need to find a solution to the mold and the damp on the floor. I'm going to obviously clean the mold, but I need to find a sort of more permanent solution to create a barrier against that mold, and I'll look into what I can do there. Just going to give you a little update on this floor damp issue. If I flip the camera, I'll show you what I mean. So initially, I thought that these black spots were mold, and there was sort of dirt and dust under there, which was the brown bit. They were going a little bit mouldy, but not to the extent I thought. So the black areas, if I show you here, that's where the paint's come off the floor. So this is wet, and literally all I've done is mopped it. So that's black mould up against the skirting board, but I'm not so sure it's as black and mouldy as we first thought. So what I've done, I've had the dehumidifier on 24/7. I'm going to, when my back allows me to, get down on the floor with a scrubbing brush and a cloth, maybe a bit of bleach, clean and wipe all that over, let that dry, and then I'm probably just going to give that another coat of this floor paint. I'll do it in little sections because of the fumes, and just keep an eye on that. And then once that's done, I think we can sort of carry on. What I may do is put some vinyl tiles down, some like vinyl laminate floor down first, or over the top of that with an insulating sheet of some description. But I might just leave it as it is. I think the issue here is ventilation. Because I'd had those bottom shelves so low, there was no airflow. So let's crack on with that. Oh, another thing that I've done as well, I need to clean the pipe here and probably change it or shorten it. So that bit of pipe at the bottom, that drains the AC unit, and this pipe obviously does the exhaust. Now what happens is all the black bits on it are just dead flies off this buzzer. But what happens is it condensates, because in the winter it's blowing out warm and spitting out cold, and then you're getting a humidity. So I've also ordered some pipe clips and some insulated aluminium fan extractor hose. and hopefully that should sort of eliminate that. So that's on order. We'll wait till we get that in. I'll pull this out and sort of do all that properly. I'm probably going to shorten the hose a little bit because I don't need that length. I probably just need 1 metre. And likewise with this hose at the bottom, I want to sort of just shorten that so it's not sitting on the floor and it's actually raised up off the floor. Next phase of this project is cleaning the floor and the skirtings with a bleach and soap solution just to kill any mould. I've had to sort of clip this video so my butt isn't in the way, and here you see me just cleaning all the other side. I did order a new vent, but I actually ordered an aluminium one and not an insulated one, so I've had to reorder that, and we'll get that fitted and fixed once that comes in. I've temporarily moved a few bits over, so some of the substrates that we've got, some of the stuff for the isopods and the terrarium, so earth mixes and Arcadia soil, and then we've got Sulawesi substrate, which is like a crushed lava rock. Still got the dehumidifier running over here. I've got my steps, a couple of boxes with bits and pieces in, which will go into storage, and then we've got some of the fluorite sand and the fluorite black. So all of that and my soils will eventually go underneath the racking that I'm going to build. And if we talk about the racking, these are the drawings I've done. So the idea is that everywhere you see red will be a cross section that goes to the back, and all of my measurements I've done and worked out, and the pink bits are infills. And what I mean by infills, if I just turn this page, sorry, it's hard to do this one-handed. If I just turn this page, so this will sort of be the side view from the taller end, and the 474 goes to the cut here, whereas the 372 will then go over the top of these sections. So the pink are like infills, and that will give me some stability. What I'm also going to do is on this shelf, I'm going to put a 12 run 18mm plywood, just to sort of square the thing up and give it some more rigidity. Everywhere there's a cross member is perfectly measured so that a 30 centimetre tank side on will fit bang on to the middle of those, and I've left a centimetre between these. So this tank and this tank will have a centimetre between them. This can butt up, this can go wherever, because obviously that will sort of lead over anyway. I am looking to put bigger tanks on here, and then 50 litre tanks. The rest will be 50 litre tanks up on the top. I didn't go high because I wanted to go higher and put a rail here so I could hang lighting. I didn't go high because at this height I can get it through the door, so I don't have to build it in the room. I can actually get it all cut to size, and sorry about the finger, I can get it all cut to size and build it outside and then bring it into the room. So what I've also done here is I've worked out exactly my measurements in CLS timber. So CLS is a Canadian lumber standard, I think, and it's designed as structural, so it will take the weight. 4x2 would have done it, so I'm still doing it in 4x2, but it's actually 89 by 38 millimeters. And then what I did is I'd done the measurements again if I decided to do this in 4x2 plain timber. So, and the measurements and what the cuts were and everything. So the lumber yard that I'm going to use, the wood yard that I'm going to use, do a free cutting service. So the next job for me is literally just to work out how many lengths I need of 2.4 and where I can get the cuts and what I can save for cross members and stuff. That's the idea of what we're going to build, and it will go so it will fit in there like that, and it comes to about here, and it comes out further than the other racking did. So I'm doing it 55 centimeters front to back, and the board I'm probably going to lap each side by 5mm, and there's a reason for that, because the tanks that I want to put on it are 20 gallon, and I want them going sort of backwards and 220 gallon. There's room either side, so I actually only need 800 here. So I've got sort of 40 mil spare. I can keep them apart with something in the middle, maybe put a plant in there, but we'll see that as it goes. But that's the plans anyway. The only thing left for this section of the build, or this part of the build, is to move all this stuff out of the way and work out what we're going to do with the floor coating here. Oh, and I'm still waiting for the ventilation and the pipework change, so that is on order. As I say, I ordered the wrong one, so once that's come, I'll fit that, but we'll leave that for the next video. So if you've enjoyed this video and you want to see me progress with this rack build and ultimately stop that, make sure you're subscribed. Don't forget to put your bell notifications on. Leave me a comment on your thoughts, and if you think that's, how you feel that's going to look and what you'd like to see on it. It's going to be fish. It's going to be mainly fish with maybe a couple of neo tanks. But if you've got any sort of suggestions or what you'd love to see, then drop me a comment. As always, take care, and I'll catch you at the next one.